Well, in other news this afternoon,
I feel like my world would have been different sooner. Absolutely. I would have been able to leave.
a domestic violence survivor tells us what a new plan to combat domestic violence would have meant to her if it was in place while she suffered abuse. The mayor ordered a study of domestic violence in Nashville more than 2 years ago. Today, News 2 found out the results of that study, along with some recommendations aimed at protecting the victims.
This is Joseph Pleasant talks to domestic violence survivors on whether they think it will help.
Okay, do you need to look at stuff?
This is Melissa. She is a survivor of domestic violence. She suffered for 8 years before breaking free of her ex-boyfriend. She says this safety assessment ordered by the mayor that took 2.5 years to complete could be life-changing for people stuck in an abusive relationship.
I feel like my world would have been different sooner. Absolutely. I would have been able to leave.
An assessment team of more than 100 volunteers from law enforcement and advocacy groups evaluated the process a victim goes through when reaching out for help. Among the work, they reviewed 911 calls, went on police ride-alongs, and did victim interviews to find gaps in the system that puts victims at risk. Melissa was a part of the assessment team.
The impact is going to be that the community cares and that you can reach out. Not to be ashamed.
The team made more than 40 recommendations to improve victim safety. Among them, establishing enhanced domestic violence protocol for 911 call takers, making sure commissioners consistently set higher bonds for repeat domestic violence offenders, prosecuting cases even without the presence of the victim, and increased security and safety at the courthouse and its parking garage. The mayor has added a domestic violence coordinator to make sure the recommendations are implemented. He says he wants it all done by next year.
And for me, what I really want to see is us drive down the number of domestic violence deaths that occur in Nashville. I mean, one is unacceptable.
Melissa hopes it gives people suffering abuse now the confidence to leave. In South Nashville, Joseph Pleasant, Nashville's News 2.
And coming up at 5, we go one-on-one with a longtime advocate for victims of domestic violence. She also helped compile the mayor's study. She tells us why this plan is historic and why one recommendation brings her to tears.